Sunil, both teams are not fielding their best 11. You know, in one team we've got injuries, the other Sangakkara retirement. But which team do you think is worse off? India after losing Wriddhiman Saha, Murali Vijay, Shikhar Dhawan to injuries, or Sri Lanka after losing Sangakkara because of his retirement?
I think Sri Lanka are worse off because they've actually lost one of the two classy players that they've got. India, on the other hand, doesn't really have too much of a problem with their batting or their bowling. I do not think that there is an adequate replacement for Kumar Sangakkara. And although he wasn't in the best of form in the two test matches, when you don't have somebody of his experience in the dressing room, it can tell. I mean, if you have a look at the number of test matches that the Sri Lankan players have played, there's Herath with 62, Matthews with I think 50-51, and nobody else has played more than 22. So it just tells you that there is a lot of inexperience in the Sri Lankan dressing room. On the other hand, India, after having won the second test, will be very, very high on confidence.
Okay, so talking about the Indian playing 11, we know two changes are likely to happen because Wriddhiman Saha is out. They'll have to get in a wicket keeper. Opener already, we heard Virat Kohli after the second test match making it very clear that Pujara is most likely to open. He said that in the press conference. But the third change that everyone's talking about and we're not certain of is Stuart Binny. Now, how do you see this? On one hand, many would say that, you know, he just got one test match. It's not fair to judge him just by one test match. You got to play him. On the other, he didn't perform that well in that one test match that he played. Which way will you be tilted when you're deciding if you were part of that team management for this test match?
Well, this is the deciding test. This is the third and final test. And you've got to look to take 20 wickets. And if you're looking to take 20 wickets, you need to have that fifth bowler because that's what you've been talking about, going into a playing 11 with 5 regular bowlers. And with the greatest of respect to Stuart, he is not your 5 wickets in an innings bowler. On the other hand, Bhuvneshwar Kumar can do the job in case they leave the grass on the surface, which of course is something that, you know, we always see in the subcontinent. The previous day there's a lot of grass, next day you turn up and the grass has suddenly disappeared. So if they're looking for the 20 wickets, they really need to use a swing bowler like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because that is the job that Stuart Binny has been entrusted with. And although he did it admirably in the second test, I don't think he looked penetrative. So I think that is something that they'll have to consider.
Okay, Saiva, interesting that you mentioned about that grass. We actually always see it in the subcontinent, grass on the eve, and then next day when you go, the pitch is completely bald. But in case if there was grass left, and if in case, as we heard the pitch curator say, that the pitch is likely to help seam bowlers, do you think it's an indication that the Sri Lankans are scared, or I shouldn't use the word scared, probably wary of the Indian spinners who've been better in the series so far?
Surely, because it's the Indian spinners who have destroyed the Sri Lankans in both the innings, both the test matches, and then they had the pressure of Rangana Herath at Galle, which the Indians succumbed to. But I don't think Sri Lanka has the quality of spinners that India has, and therefore it's understandable that they have left a bit of grass. But leaving that bit of grass, I think, in my view, then will make it absolutely incumbent on the Indian team to pick Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who will probably exploit the conditions better than Varun Aaron.
Okay, Saima, finally, you know, Pujara finds himself in an awkward situation. I say that because, you know, it's now almost a given that he will be playing that test match. But at this test match, if he performs really well, he knows that he may not be persisted with as an opener because India has got 2 regular openers in Shikhar Dhawan, Murali Vijay, who will return. And on the other hand, if he fails, then questions will be raised of him again. If you were to give an advice to a youngster going into a test match where he doesn't have much to gain but rather more to lose, what should be his mindset going into a game like this?
I think his mindset really should be one to, you know, relish the opportunity of donning the India cap again. This is something that, you know, he surely would have missed in the last year or so when he's been in and out of the Indian team. This is a wonderful opportunity for him to grab. This is a wonderful opportunity, and it is a game right up his sleeve. He's one of those batsmen who like to play himself in. It's a 5-day game, and having batted at number 3 for India, he's also had to confront the new ball. So I don't think that will be too much of an issue for him. Clearly, whether the luck is going to be with him, we'll only find out as the match progresses. But I really wish him luck because he's also one of those uncomplaining, dedicated players like Ajinkya Rahane, who will play wherever the team wants them and needs them. And you know, they don't have the kind of sort of, you know, status as some of the others have, and who therefore you know, get a few more opportunities than these guys.
Right, Sunil Gavaskar.